All right, good Sunday evening, y'all. As you know, I usually release a video on Sunday, but I got so many emails this morning. I got some text messages, some phone calls. We actually did a video call with some folks wanting to know how to get ready. I thought I would just go ahead and do this to not just help them, but to help anybody that happens across this video. There's a lot of interest right now. Thank goodness people are starting to wake up and realize they need to prepare for disasters. And it took this massive disaster to do it. But I mean, that's if there's only the only good thing that's come out of this hurricane is that people are actually waking up and realizing they need to be ready all the time for anything that could happen. They've been reaching out to me, and I have no problem with that. Let me pop my email address up there, just in case somebody sees this and wants to connect with me. I'll be glad to help you out any way I can to prepare, and that's what I'm here for. There's so many people just now saying, "Oh, maybe I should look into this," but that's why we're here. This is going to be elementary to a lot of you guys. We are going to talk about something coming up here in just a minute that's going to affect every one of us, not just the new people. It's going to affect us all. But first, let me see who's here. Let's see who's in the house. Grammy C was first. Right there. There we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. There's Glenn Anderson, and Lori is with us. Oh, not feeling good today. Let's say a prayer for her, guys. We got to say a prayer for Lori. Nishka's with us. I hope you got my email. We are going to get together. It's finally getting to where it's going to be cool enough for us to get back together outside. I don't want to commit a lot of money to an indoor venue and then 3 or 4 people show up. So we'll see what happens with that. If I miss you here, I'm sorry. Got a bright light right there, and I can't see the screen very good. But let's go on down and see who we got here. Texas is with us. All right. How's it going, brother? Appreciate it. Tammy Joe's here. Yeah. NC Prepper is with us. All right, folks. Hopefully, we're going to get to talk to him on Thursday night. He is in the middle of all this mess in North Carolina. They're under flood evacuation orders up there. He's been without power, been without internet. I think they finally got that restored recently. But on Thursday night, I hope to have him here so we can talk to him and see so you folks can hear what it's like to be right in the middle of all this mess where everything's gone sideways. Hopefully he'll be here with us. We'll see what happens between now and then. I know he's got a lot of stuff going on, so I ain't going to hold him to that. I'll give Glenn a call. There he is, my man Glenn. All right. Who else we got down here? Nick L's with us. My man. All right. Tomorrow night. I'm going to shoot you a text tomorrow night. I got your phone number. I want to try to hook up Simplex with you on 2 meters. Let's see if we can do that. Metal's back. My man right there. Thank you very much. Iowa's in the house. There's my Ocala girl. I was glad to hear when you got your power back on. I know that was tough for you. Ridge Runner LLC. All right. I pray for all the safe and damage. That's right. Pray for folks, man. Pray for it. Pauline Parker, I'm glad to see you're here because I know you guys got the brunt of that thing up there, Pauline. All right. Tamara's back. Hadn't seen you in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for being with us. My man from England right there, y'all. Yeah, that man traveled a long way to be with us tonight. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Oh, come on down. Let's see who else we got down there. Elizabeth's with us. Wants to say hello to everyone. Kim Craddock, thank you very much. South Carolina, there we go. That's where it's all happening, y'all. She's right here with us tonight. Coffee First. Good to see you, brother. Thank all of you for being here. Thank you. Like I said, this is going to be elementary to some of you, but I got something for you. Just a little something. We got to be on the lookout for coming up real quick, actually. Is that it? I think I hit the bottom. There we go. I'll definitely be there, and I'm looking forward to talking. That's right. He's looking forward to talking with us, telling us what's going on up there in the Carolinas and all that mess. He was right in the middle of it. I mean, golly gee. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Right now, I'm flying solo, actually. Lady Prepper's not with me. She's out there with Tucker because we got a little thunderstorm rolling in, and Tucker goes batshit. Oh, excuse me. Tucker goes crazy when he hears that thunder. All right. But let's get on into it. I want to get out of here, try to get out pretty quick. I appreciate you guys being here on this live stream on Sunday night. We never do this, but right here, we got that dock strike coming up tomorrow night at midnight. If they don't work out the labor problem with the dock workers along the East Coast and the Gulf Coast, all the dock workers are going to go on strike tomorrow night at midnight. Now, a lot of people are warning that some store shelves are going to be empty. It's going to make things tough. Experts have said for every day they are on strike, it will take 6 days to recover. That's not good, because if they're out just a week, it's going to be tough, guys. It's going to be tough on everybody. And the thing is, it's not just going to be things you go buy, like your TVs, refrigerators, whatever, tires, auto parts. That's basically what this is going to affect more than anything else. Other than, hey, Atwood, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. It's also going to affect the Gulf Coast, where oil tankers come in from the offshore oil rigs and unload. So it will also drive up the price of gas. Absolutely do that. Look, so keep your eyes on that. What's up, TUK? Keep your eyes on that. Watch what's going on, because if they do go on strike for a long time, it's going to create a problem. In our stores, at our gas pumps, which will drive our prices up even more. Like, we need that, right? We need higher prices in the gas pumps. I know they've gone down recently because the election's coming, but I mean, that should prove to you right there that they're manipulating the price of gasoline all the time, not just at election time. They could run that price down and leave it there if they wanted to, but the people in power right now don't want to, because the last thing they want is a strong America, which reminds me of something, dadgummit. I just remembered it. I wished I would have got a graphic for it. I lost my train of thought. Are you believing that? Oh, our strategic oil reserve. It's down below 40%. It's the lowest it's been since its creation. The strategic oil reserve for the United States is at its lowest point since it started. On day one, it was lower than that, but but now that they're just dropping it, they're using that fuel up to drive those gas prices down, and it's making our country weaker every day. And that's what that's all about. It's that simple. But hey, guys, keep your eyes on what's going on. Hopefully, we'll come out of it all right. I mean, right now I'm thinking no, we're not going to. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But hey, that was what I wanted to share with everybody. Watch out for that dock workers strike, guys. Tomorrow night at midnight. Let's see if it happens. Now we're going to get into all those new preppers. I mean, people that's been friends with me for years. They're sending me emails saying, "Oh, where do I start? What do I do?" So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys that are not into it, but now you're finally waking up and seeing that it's not going to take a nuclear war for you to need supplies. Okay, it's not going to take an economic collapse. A bad storm can put you in a position where you need to have a storage in reserve of food and water and items to live day to day. But I want to mention one more thing before I get off on that. Pinball Preparedness today put up a video. he is doing his best to try to help people in Tennessee. He actually mentioned a location in Tennessee that's isolated, totally isolated. The only way to get to this town was bridges, and the bridges were washed out, and the town was flooded, and they need relief. And the federal government's not helped them out. The state government's not helped them out. So Pinball and his volunteers, he's got an army of volunteers up there, guys. They're working on getting some relief to those folks. They're trying to raise money and buy supplies and send them to them. So go over, if you would, go over and check out his video. Tennessee Flood Relief Update is the title of it. It has a link down in the description where you can click and donate if you want to. I wish you would do that. I mean, I did it today, so hopefully you will too. I'm a long way from Tennessee, but I got a lot of relatives up there. Thank goodness my relatives are in areas that are not in danger. But there's a lot of people up there that need your help, a lot of people in the Carolinas and Kentucky and Georgia. So go over and help them out if you would. I'd appreciate that. Let me come over here to the comments before I go on here. Let's see what we got. Anybody want to chime in here? Put your remarks in caps, guys, if you got any questions or anything vital for me to add to the program. I would be glad to do that. Just put it in all caps. But all right, looks like we got some good back and forth between you guys, and that's great. What we got here? Pinball was having some serious problems with his donation app. Yep, and they got around it. Go over there and check out that video, and there's a link in that video that kind of helped them out with that. So they did get around it. Go over and help them out if you can. Look at the Devon's comment. Oh, okay. Yeah, here. Okay. That ain't got nothing to do with what we're doing here, I don't think, but it would be something to look at, I guess. But let's get on with it. I'm going to make some recommendations for you if you're new to this, or maybe even if you've been doing it a while. Maybe there'll be something here to help you out. But first, I'm going to get this stuff out of my way. I got some props here I want to use and get them out of the way. And the first one is your water. You know, water is hard to store, guys. It takes up a lot of room. And if you try to store a lot of it, I mean, it's just a pain. It really is. But when you buy, I always recommend distilled water. You guys know that. All the impurities has been taken out of it. But if you buy it in these opaque jugs like this, these jugs are only going to last for about a year or two, maybe two at the most. And then this plastic is going to start breaking down, and those chemicals are going to start getting in your water. But there's a way around that. Get you some of these real thick plastic clear jugs. You can buy them pretty much anywhere. You know, Amazon, Walmart, wherever. Get you some of these. Pour your water into them out of these jugs, and it will store much longer. I'm saying that, you know, your distilled water is going to last practically for probably in these jugs for, 8, 9, 10 years, easy. But you need those thick, clear jugs. And if you can store them, in the dark or somewhere where there's no direct sunlight, that'll help if you store them there. So, water's vital. You got to have it. If you don't have it, you die. It's that simple. All right. But right here's the thing. Right here's what we're trying to do. When it goes bad, you're not going to have time to get ready. You have to be ready. And that's what I'm trying to help you out with. Now we're going to get into the food a little bit. Just a little bit. You can buy these buckets. Companies sell these buckets. They have like a week's worth of food, or you can buy multiple buckets for a month's worth of food or whatever. But what you need to do is look at the labels on those and see what size portions are in there for each meal and what's in each meal. Because a lot of them are just noodles and rice and stuff like that. They don't have a lot of really good hearty proteins in them. The best one, I think, for just really, really good proteins is Mountain House if you're going to buy a bucket, but they're expensive. I mean, you're going to have to pay more for them. It's that simple. But when you get these buckets, they have these pouches in them like this. And each pouch might have, 2 to 4 portions in it. But when you look at the portions in these things, it'll say that, one portion is 1/3 of a cup. Now, what's 1/3 of a cup of food going to do for you? You boil up some rice. They'll tell you in these things, boil up a half a cup of rice and 1/3 of a cup of, chopped chicken crumbles or beef crumbles or whatever they got in there. What's that going to do for you? How long is that going to satisfy you? It's easy for a reason because, they don't have a lot there. They know you're paying for convenience. You're not actually paying for, food to eat, something that will sustain you. You also need to look for calorie counts in these foods because you need 18 to 2,200 calories a day to sustain you. And if you're in a stressful situation, like these poor people in Greenville, Tennessee, they're cut off from the world, and the federal government or the state government hasn't been there to help them. That's a stressful situation. The more stress you're under, the more calories you need because your body's burning it up. So you got to look at those calorie counts as well when you buy those. Now, I'm not saying they're bad. I have some of those. But I bought them on the cheap. I bought them when they were on sale. If you go to Amazon and you just put in, like emergency food buckets on sale, you'll catch them on sale and you can get them for a good price. Hey, Kimberly and Deborah, how are you up in Iowa? Thank you for being here, girls. I appreciate it. We got to get them. I got to get you a wrench. I'll get you a wrench tomorrow, I promise. But that calorie count is important too, guys. It really is, especially if you're having to do manual labor to survive while you're cut off from the world. Okay, let's say you're having to go out and you're having to harvest water. It's not like right now. There are millions of people in the Carolinas and Tennessee and Georgia. They're surrounded by water and they can't drink one drop of it. So you have to harvest that. And you have to make it drinkable. That's work. That's stress. That's going to burn calories. But I'm here to help make that easy for you. All right? Get you some water filters. It's that simple. This is the one I use. It's a catadine, I guess you would call it. It has a hose here that I connect to it right there. I drop that off in the water. I connect a water bottle right here and pump my water out, and it cleans it. I got a water filter and a ceramic filter in here. I'm not a water filter, a paper filter and a ceramic filter. That makes it easy. Okay, that makes it really easy for me. There's an affiliate link below if you want to look into that. I think the one I put down below is actually cheaper than this one. It costs you less, but it works just as well. But when you get those foods in those food buckets, you're going to have water to prepare those. And it tells you that. Our very favorite dehydrated, or I should say freeze-dried food is the Mountain House gravy and biscuits because it has a good amount of gravy, it has good biscuits, and it also has sausage in it. Now, you're going to want those emergency foods with real meat in them. Mountain House is the best. When you buy buckets, when you buy those emergency food buckets, the ones that say they have meat, Mountain House is the best. They have the most meat in them, and they actually taste good. That sausage, gravy, and biscuits, I could eat that every day. That's awesome. But I need 1.5 cups of water to prepare it. And that's where this comes in. Got to have a way to clean that water. Now, a lot of people they live on lakes. They live on these small lakes in their neighborhoods or in their area. And when they go to the water line, they see all of this hydrilla and stuff like that growing around the shore. You're not going to be able to drink that water, guys. Even if you boil it, you can't do it. You can't boil the chemicals out of the water. You can't do it. You're going to have to go find a source of flowing water and then filter that. Once you find that, it's a lot easier, because you can just filter it through like a coffee filter. If you don't have something like this, you can filter it through a coffee filter to get the solids out, and then boil it to kill the bacterial agents in it, and it's drinkable. Or you can use it to cook your food. But if you, like here in Florida, we got thousands of lakes that are just sinkholes. That's all they are, sinkholes that filled up with water. And they built neighborhoods around them. And everybody in those houses on the lakeside, they're fertilizing their lawn, and that's running off in that lake. We're never going to be able to use that water, ever. So you got to know what kind of water to look for, and you got to know how to filter it, okay? If you don't want to go this route, there's something simpler, life straws, or this right here, it's emergency survival straw. If you guys are familiar with Dave over at Southern Prepper One, this is his company that makes this. And the great thing about these is, of course, you can always pull that off there and drop that down in the water and suck it out if you want to. But the good thing about these, you can take just a simple little water bottle. You can dip this in the water, fill it up, and screw it on right there. And then you can squeeze that bottle, and clean water comes out the bottom. There's a link for these also down below. These things work great. I've used them on the trail. Not like this, I usually just stick it in the water and, suck it up. But it cleans the water perfectly. But, like I said here, if you're making those meals with your water, fill your water bottle up, stick it on there, run it down through there. You don't have to worry about boiling it. It's ready to go. You can put it right in your pot and start get your water hot. You're not purifying it. You're just getting it hot, and it's ready to eat when you pour it into your meals. It's that simple. Absolutely need to get these. I told my buddy Dave I'd do this. Okay, check that link down below. He does a lot of work for the survival community, the prepping community. Southern Prepper One. If you haven't checked his channel out, go over and do it. Got a lot of great information there. He's been gone lately because he is actually preparing for SHTF. He made a video probably a month or two ago. He said, "You're not going to see a lot of me because I know this is happening. I'm getting ready for it. You should be too." But every now and then he'll pop in there with something he wants to share with folks. So go over there and check him out. That'd be great. Now, once you get that food, you get that dehydrated food, and you get that water you're going to cook it in, we got to find a way to cook it, right?
Reef Hack has a question.
Who?
Reef Hack.
Reef Hack has a question. Oh, okay. Put them in caps, please. Please put those in caps. How do you know what to look for in water? You just have to know how to clean it, buddy. I just told you, I've got a collection system right here on my house where I collect the water off the roof. Well, we know when you collect roof water, it's got those little granules in it from the roofing. Excuse me, guys. So when it runs off in that barrel, I know I have to filter that through like a coffee filter. Then I have to boil that water. Experts say you need to boil your water 1 minute for it to be safe to kill all the pathogens in it. I boil it 2 minutes just to make sure. You just have to know your water source. Like I said, if you can find a flowing water source, that's much better than like a little stagnant lake. I mean, I don't care how big the lake is. If there's not water flowing into it and water flowing out of it, it's stagnant water. So find a water source where you have flowing water. You know, that's all I can. That's the best I can tell you about that. What we got going here? Make sure to leave comments under the video. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That will help me along the way. All right, who else we got down here? Oh, I guess that's about it for right now, but I lost my train of thought. We were talking about water and cooking, right? All right. Now, here on this channel, I've promoted this before a few times, and I'm going to do it again. Get you one of these. It's called a Gas One stove. It runs on propane and butane. It has a chamber here where you can put your butane bottle, and it has a hose where you can hook up a propane bottle. They're very inexpensive. There's a link down below to that too. Now, these are associate links, guys. I'm not really associated with the company. I guess by proxy I'm associated with Amazon, but you know, they kick me a few pennies when you buy one of these connected to that link down there. But ooh, excuse me, guys. These are great little burners to cook on. Let's say you have that mountain house food that you want to cook. Like I said, that gravy and biscuits. Put you a cup and a half of water in a pot right here. Within 2 minutes, that water's boiling. You can pour that in your bag. You know, within 5 minutes, you're eating your meal. These are portable. They're cheap. And of course, right now you can still get the propane tanks. Propane's cheaper than butane. It's that simple. These tanks right here, they've doubled in price in the last 3 years. They were like, you know, $2.50. Now they're almost $5 each. But this will run that little burner a long time, guys. I've done it. It'll run it for several days just cooking your meals. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I've done it. It works well. Heats your water quick. It's that simple. So, you know, right now we're covering the basics, like I said, on those food buckets. If you want to go that route, that's perfect. But there's a way for you to save money on those. And that's to put together your own buckets of food. Buckets of rice, buckets of beans. While it's still cheap, anybody can cook rice and beans, guys. Anybody. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And that meat that you buy in those freeze-dried buckets, when you look at the per serving cost, you're looking at about $5 to $6 per serving. That's expensive. But if you buy 20 pounds of rice, 20 pounds of beans, and let's say you buy 10 cans of canned pork, canned beef, canned chicken, canned tuna, you're going to save a lot of money. And those canned foods last forever. When you look at those dates on those canned foods, it says best buy. It don't say expires. A lot of people don't realize that. So I can tell you right now, you can buy, like I said, 20 pounds of rice, 20 pounds of beans, enough meat to distribute across those meals in various kinds, pork, chicken, beef, tuna. You can buy that, and that will probably last you just that, probably 4 months. And it's going to cost you half as much or less than buying those food buckets. And you're going to get better food. Now, when you buy that, when you go that route, I've made videos about this too. If you're new here, please go back and check my videos. I'll tell you a lot of ways to do things here to save money, you know, how to get ready for what's coming. Buy you some seasoning. Sounds like Tucker's going batshit in there. Buy you some seasoning to put on that chicken and beans. I mean, beans and rice and chicken. My boy's after somebody outside. Get you some butter. Get you some butter powder, dehydrated butter powder. Stuff lasts forever. Get you some chili seasoning, whatever, Italian seasoning you can sprinkle on there. Garlic, lemon pepper, to help taste up that food that you've put together with your beans and rice that you've saved. Yeah, Nick saying hello to Tucker. Get that seasoning to put on those beans and rice. That way you don't get bored with your food. Now, we're not talking long term here. I'm talking to new preppers that are they wanting to lay in maybe a week or a week and a half or 2 weeks worth of food, because right now they're realizing what kind of shape these people are in the Southeast. It's going to be a long time before they get anything good to eat. So if you had these things, you wouldn't be in a food line like this right here behind me. I went and checked today to see where FEMA is set up in the state of Florida. Guess where they are? Look at that box right there. Look at that red box right there. There are no results. FEMA has yet to set up a relief station in the state of Florida. And it's that way all over the area country where people are needing help right now. You know why? Because they don't have any damn money. They spend it all on illegal immigrants. That's why. So Americans that have suffered from a natural disaster have no relief because they're bringing Democratic voters in from all across the world. I'm going to get into that more on Thursday. I ain't going to get into that tonight. Trying to stay away from the politics. Just trying to help you folks out. But Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, come on back and check me out. I got stuff already lined up for that. But all right, we covered your food, we covered your water. Is there any questions out there? Anybody got any questions? Bring them right now if you do. There we go. Prayers for everyone affected. That's right. Not just in North Carolina, but everywhere. Everywhere. What we got here? FEMA should set up pods in local communities. Absolutely, they should. They can't. They don't have the money. It all went to the plaza, to pay for housing for immigrants. It's all going to health care for Juan, Maria, and Jose. They have no money. It's all gone. That's where they spent their money. What we got here? All right, but we've covered your food and your water. Now we're going to get into your light. Your lighting is important. When the lights go out, it's not fun living in the dark. Now, we all know we can go to like the Dollar Tree and buy candles, or we can get, oil lamps. Nice touch, really are. Oil lamps are a nice touch. They really are. I like the looks of those myself, but they're dangerous. They're dangerous, guys. You got to have a fire extinguisher. You got to have 2 or 3 fire extinguishers through your house to safely use those in a disaster. When the lights are out and that's all the light you have, you can't go with just one fire extinguisher. You need to have them stationed around your house. All right, let me get this out of here. We talked about the water. Let me get that out of the way. All right. Now we're talking lights. Did a video on this little item right here, I think probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. This is a lantern that you can buy at the Dollar Tree, $1.25. It runs on AA batteries. I put 2 AA batteries in here, let it burn continuously to see how long it would work. It worked well for like 3 days. You had good light you could read by. But then it started dimming, and it actually took it 6 days to go absolutely dark. You can set these around your house, $1.25. All right. Maybe, $1.50 worth of batteries in it. You're looking at $2.75 to safely light up your house completely. This is the best lighting deal that I've found in a long time. Go to the Dollar Tree, Find these little lanterns and scarf them up. We got, I think, 6 of them, 6 or 7 of them to set around our house. So, that right there will help you when the lights are out. Flashlights. Got to have flashlights. Bingo. This is my emergency flashlight. It does several things, but get you a good flashlight. I'm not going to recommend any particular flashlight because I have several different kinds myself. I can't tell you which one to go by. But these, you got to have flashlights. Dang. You got to have them distributed around your house. Lady Prepper has a little short one. I think it's like 3,000 lumens. It's on a chain that she hangs around her neck when the lights are out. She never goes anywhere without it. She's always got light. So that's a good thing. But, yeah, go with those. You can't beat it. Or like I said, the Dollar Tree. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get those big, tall candles. $1.25. They burn for like 40 hours. I think they do 40, 50 hours. That's a good deal. But then, that's the easy way to light up your home. But you need to get you a portable solar generator. I didn't link one of those below because there are various kinds of them. A lot of them work great. You got the Jackery, you got the Opus. Poor Patriots. You got several of them that work great. But you need to get you one so you can keep your cell phone charged. You can keep your portable radio charged. You need to get you one of these as well. You can keep it. And then, this one. It's linked below. I got a link below for this. You can charge it with a USB. The connection's right there. It's got a USB-C connection, AM, FM, and shortwave. So you can monitor shortwave frequencies and get news from far away if you want to. Right there. But you need a good solar generator. Like I said, there's several of them out there. You guys that have been here a while, I made my own. You can find that video on my, and you can find it in my videos. A portable generator build is all you have to type in the search engine, and it's there. It'll show you step by step by step how to build your own portable generator. This is mine. Right here. Okay, the solar goes in here. I got 2 12-volt outputs here. Where I can hook lights or whatever. It's like a cigarette jack. And I have right here USB ports where I can charge my phones, my computers, or whatever. This one box has 300 watts in it. And that will last a long time with what I'm going to run off of it. A couple of lights. I'm going to charge my cell phone. I'm going to run a 12-volt television. That's another thing I want to share with you. It is also linked below. It's a 12-volt television, and you can see right here, right there, I have the wattage written down that tells me how many watts it uses per hour. So I know how long it'll take it to drain this box. Little 12-volt television. But this one box right here will run that TV, will run lights, will charge my phone, will charge my computers, all of it right here. But like I said, there are several of them out there on the market you can buy that will do that for you. You don't have to take the time to, play redneck like me and build your own. I just like building things. That's why I did this myself. But I guess that's about it, guys. What I've gone over here tonight is basically what you need to make sure you're informed, you're fed, you have plenty of water. As far as, heating or air conditioning, we know environmental things like that depend on where you live. I mean, I know here in Florida, we don't have to worry about heat. we have to worry about air conditioning. Thank goodness, we didn't lose power here. But it's hard to, it's hard to be able to air condition any space because air conditioners take up so much energy to run. But heating is much easier. If you can start collecting firewood, build you a fire pit, get you a stove inside your house, a wood burning stove. Because right now we're talking about storm preps, but things aren't getting any better, guys. Economically, we're under military threats all the time now. I mean, I grew up during the Cold War, where a nuclear war was, it could have popped off at any time. But right now we're under a bigger threat than we were then. You just don't know it because the media is not telling you that. The media is trying to distract you from that. So you need all of these things, not just for when a hurricane hits or when a flood, strands you somewhere. You need to have them every day, just in case. Minimum food and water. Minimum, I'm going to recommend. 1 week. The target you need to shoot for, 3 months. Every time you go to the grocery store, pick up a couple of cans of beans. Pick up, 5 pounds of rice. Noodles. Noodles are great. Pick up pasta. Pasta store is good. But, these are the things you got to do a little bit at a time. The main reason I'm making this tonight is because people right now are calling me or they're emailing me and they're so overwhelmed with what they want to do. You can't do it all at once unless you got a lot of money, guys. A lot of money. If you do, shoot me an email. I'll give you a list of everything you need right now to be set for 3 months. But if you're like me, you live paycheck to paycheck, you might have $20, $30 you can spend on this, 50 at the most each month, a little bit at a time. Set your goals, recognize your priorities, and then go from there. I got a question over here. Let me look at it. What we got here? There are a lot of people in groups talking about civil unrest with the upcoming election. That's true. No matter which way that goes, there's going to be a problem. Not getting into that tonight. We're not talking politics. Come back Thursday. We're going to talk about that then. But you're right. That's an absolute fact. There's going to be a problem either way it goes. But if you've been watching me a while, you know how I think it's going to go. It's pretty much been determined already, and that's going to create a problem in itself. But we're going to get into that on Thursday night. But right now, if you want to know how to survive a storm, be ready for, like those poor folks in Tennessee and the Carolinas and Georgias that's isolated. They can't get to the grocery store. They can't get out of town. FEMA hadn't dropped them any supplies. The state hadn't given them any supplies. I can't believe FEMA's response. That just straight up pisses me off. I guess that's political, though, ain't it? I ain't going to get into that because it just makes me so mad that they've spent all of our federal money on people that aren't even Americans. And now we have Americans in need from a natural disaster, and we can't take care of them because those ass wipes in D.C. want to make lifelong Democrats out of people from all over the world. There we go. I went off on a rant, didn't I? That's my brother right there. All-American Prepper. All right. Go over and check him out, guys. He's got a pretty good channel over there. Yeah. But come back Thursday night. Check me out. I'm going to do a video probably on Tuesday. I'll release that. I made some homemade MREs about 6-7 years ago. Actually ran across one of the entrees from that MRE the other day, and I'm going to cook it up and see if it's still good. I hope it is. Hopefully it won't be bad for me. But we can share that together if you watch that video. I'd appreciate it. But Thursday night, 8 p.m., we'll be live right here. We're going to talk about a lot of issues, a lot more than what's going on with the weather, guys, I promise you. Whoa, I've run way over that 30 minutes I usually ask you people to afford me every week. So I'm going to go on and get out of here. And I'm going to tell you right now, got to get ready, guys. Absolutely got to get ready. So stay strong. Keep prepping. Pray for the USA. The Orlando Prepper is out.